Hi, this is Cathy Michael, Communications Librarian at Ithaca College Library, and today I'm going to give you a lesson on how to search Nexis Uni for news. First thing is to go to the Ithaca College Library's website, which is library.ithaca.edu. I'm going to have you go to my Guides tab and search for the guide on journalism. And the same information is on my investigative journalism guide, but you can go to my basic guide on journalism. And further down, you'll find a page called Nexis Uni News Searching. You'll also find ways to email me, message me, and schedule a one-on-one appointment where we can go through this together. But go to the Nexis Uni News Searching page, and you can access Nexis Uni here, which we'll do in a minute, but I just wanted to show further down on the screen are different segment searches which I frequently use, and if you need to know what they are listed here and you can come back to them. That said, I'm going to go to Nexis Uni. I like to sign in. You don't have to, but if I sign in, I can highlight material and add them to a folder within Nexis Uni. Why don't we start by doing a command search? So I'm going to command the computer to find something in the headline and lead paragraph of the article. So I'm going to do vaccine and distribution. And I'm going to add in the phrase New York because I wanted to mention New York somewhere in the article, but that word, that phrase does not have to be in the headline lead paragraph. Once you're comfortable knowing what some of the segment searches that you can search are, you can just write it in as I did. I'll show you something where it'll stage it out for you until you get comfortable with it. But after you search, you can look at your filters. I got over 4,000 news articles. I can look at things like the timeline and say, well, I just want to have stuff from 2021. And it goes all the way back to 1979. So I can say from January 2021 to December, which hasn't happened yet, but you can narrow it down by timeline if you wanted to. You can go further down and look at the location by publication. So let's say I just wanted New York, things focused on New York. Go down and select just the 44 there. And you can also do publication types, which I often use as well. So further down, you can look at the publication type. And there's newspapers, so maybe you just want to see newspapers. We have news wires and press releases, and sometimes you'll get transcripts, which are news transcripts from CBS, NBC, MSNBC, Fox, etc., and NPR as well. So what you find if you go into an article when you do a command search is I said I wanted to find vaccine and distribution in the headline lead paragraph. Sometimes it's a little bit broader than just the first paragraph, but it would include that and it would include the headline here. And what you'll see is anything like the word section, the word length, the byline, and then the body of the article, those are all areas where you can limit your search or structure your search. So you could say I just want things in section A, and I'll do a couple more searches of that nature as well. At this point, if you did sign in and you wanted to highlight something, you can just pick whatever sentence you want, choose a highlighter, and then up in where your folder is, if you create a folder, you can choose a folder and create a new folder and hit save. Whoop, create it and then save. There we go. So now one item is being saved to vaccine for further use. Otherwise, you want to make sure that you print or email your selection. So why don't we do another search? And this time I'm going to use the advanced search. So I just was doing a command in the search field here, but there is an advanced search if you need help until you get used to it. And what you need to do is if you want to search the news or business or law, you can pick these filters, and what will happen is some of the different segments will be built in. So here's the headline and lead section, and then I can just put in there vaccine and distribution. And then I can add my phrase to all fields, meaning anywhere the phrase New York. Oop. And I can add date ranges. So if I did just want to do the date is after January 1st, you can select that. If you're getting a lot of short articles, you can say I want it to be greater than 300, which you would just get longer articles for, etc. And this little pop-up screen here will show you, let me see if it works. It just emphasizes the different sections of the article there. Now with that all set up, I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to hit the search box, and it should basically conduct the same search I did before. So it's a little hard to see because I have my screen narrow here, but in the headline lead, vaccine and distribution, and the phrase New York. You can always click on the header at the logo in the upper left to get back to a fresh new search. And I'll just show a few other searches that you can do. Headline and lead paragraph. Another thing that happens this time of year is Super Bowl. And maybe I don't want to find it anywhere. Maybe I just want to find it in the sports section. You can put a little exclamation or asterisk after the word sport. Sometimes they might call it the sports section instead of just the sports section. So that's a little way to catch that. And now whatever article that you find should just be in the sports section. So you can kind of see their section is sports rather than the front page. There are times with Olympics or the NFL, Super Bowl, where you might want to find it in the A section or the whole paper rather than just the sports section, but just know that you can limit that way. Another thing that happens this time of year, you might start hearing some Oscar buzz, so maybe the Oscars. And the section, I just want it in the entertainment section here. So you can see this is in the entertainment section of the Toronto Star newspaper for January 31st. Let's do one more. This time I'm going to use another command called the at least command, and the number can be any a vast number. I usually use 5 or 10, at least 5 times. I want to see the word vaccine and distribution. But I also want this in the publication type transcripts. And transcripts is a file that just contains the CBS, NBC, NPR, Fox, etc. news articles. And by saying a transcript doesn't really have a headline lead paragraph, and they tend to be lengthy. So saying that you want the word vaccine and distribution to appear at least 5 times will increase the relevancy of that article. I also use this for law review searches. And what may happen in a transcript is that you might have multiple news stories within the same transcript. So the way to sort through it, because it can be very long, I'm in a CNN newsroom, is you can see your terms here, and maybe you just want to see the word distribution. And then you can click the down arrow, and it'll take you to that word in the context of the article. And then I can add that. I established a folder, vaccines, and I can add that to it if I want to. And if you do use the back arrow, you can maybe browse through. You can go down to your sources to find which sources came up. So 136 were in CNN, 29 in MSNBC, 19 in Fox News, and you can toggle between those if you want. I'm going to go back home. Let's look at some of these built-in searches, these guided searches. So I'm doing a news search, and let's say I want to search all of the news for New York and vaccine distribution. But I just want 1 day's worth, 1 day. And let's find those phrases in 1 day of news. So I'm seeing this is the People Republic of China. in the first one. So I kind of glance at the different sources, but if you wanted to, you can always go down to select that you just want news is one thing I frequently do. So I just want newspapers. And another thing you can do is look at the different sources. So there's 9 in the New York Times. And then get an article. So this is from today, February 2nd, in the section A. And that's about it. Again, contact me, cmichael@ithaca.edu if you have any questions. And I'm more than happy to go through this with you. This one was actually from the editorial board, so it's good to notice that when you're looking through articles as well. But let me know if I can help you with your searching. Bye.